Must be very disappointing to have missed out on the game against Dunfermline during the week there.
Yes, obviously we did all the work and all the preparation, and you know the way that we performed second half against Rafe, we were looking to continue that, but unfortunately, the pitch wasn't playable. I think you know the timing of it would inconvenience people, and I totally understand that. I think the referee gave it as long as he possibly could, but in the end the pitch wasn't playable, and so I think the safety of the players is paramount, and fortunately we're able to rearrange that fixture for next Tuesday. So all eyes and attention now turn to Partick.
Partick Thistle coming on Saturday, welcome
Yeah,
them to Dens Park. As you say, just to continue that momentum that you had in the second half against Wraith.
yeah. I mean, it's going to be another tough game. I think we've played them twice already, and both games have ended 3-2, one for us and one for them, and so. I'm going to put the kiss of death on the game now, aren't I, and say I expect an entertaining game. But they have good players, we have good players, so hopefully the pitch is better than what it was the other night, and we get the game on and get playing.
Any particular areas of concern with Partick Thistle when they come to you? You've had a couple of really close games
No,
to say so
no,
far.
I think they started the season ever so well, went on a terrific run, and then they had a dip and went on a run the other way. But they seem to have been coming out of that. They've had key injuries to key players missing, and so they're now returning. And so that's the season in any league that you play, and you need that luck with injuries. And we know we've got to be prepared and ready to go to battle with them.
So how have the preparations been going this week towards
Yeah,
the
no,
game
good.
again?
Obviously, from Tuesday's disappointment, players have trained again today and been very good. And they looked full of energy, and so really looking forward to a game.
And obviously a 90-minute session, obviously, hopefully to get you further to nearer the top of the table again.
Well, it's the next game for us, so I think you look at the championship itself. You look at the teams in there and how tight it is, and the hell of a lot of football left to play. Inverness are coming in with a run now, which are fully expected, and they're getting players back. And then Rafe themselves, are a good team as well. So it's going to be really exciting from now until the end of the season with the mix.
On the subject of players for Dundee, is there anything on the radar, anything likely to be happening in the next wee while?
It's like a game of guess who at the moment, in terms of we keep knocking them off down, the ones that we can't get, but all we do is quickly focus on to the next challenge and trying to convince somebody to come. But like I've said all along, we're going to work very hard to make sure that the right person, first and foremost, coming into the club. And to quote Del Boy out of Only Fools and Horses, I don't want any plonkers.
Talking about Londoners and things from there, Zach obviously has now gone back
Yes.
to Wimbledon. A big loss for
Yeah.
Dundee. Have you plans on how you're going to overcome that gap in the
Well,
playing
we've
staff?
got personnel in the building already, so that's the short-term fix. There is the possibility of him returning. He got on the pitch on Saturday for Wimbledon, and so he can't go somewhere else now and play. So we'll see what happens with that with Wimbledon. But we've been working tirelessly to try and identify new targets and see if they are interested in coming to Dundee.
And looking towards the game on Saturday, any news of the team at the moment? Any injuries
Yeah,
or anything?
no. Josh Mulligan's suspended still, and then obviously Paul McGowan he's made good progress this week, and he's back running today. So they're the only two that will be missing for us at this moment in time.
Well, Partick Thistle at home on Saturday. Must have been a bit of disappointment not to get that game the other night, though.
Yeah, I think that's probably. I've had a game abandoned at half time before, but I think that was probably the closest to kick off. I probably had it I think driving in, I probably didn't have any sort of suspicions in terms of it being called off or anything like that. And then we got to the ground, and then obviously you see some of the bits of the pitch weren't playable and whatnot. So obviously the ref then made a call, and yeah, it was off. So it was obviously, once you do the process of going through the day and the days leading up to it, preparing for the game, and then to have it called off so close to kick off is obviously frustrating, and obviously for the fans as well, the travelling support Dunfermline would have brought down, and obviously our fans as well. It was disappointing for them as well.
So you just got to put that behind you and focus on the game on Saturday against Partick Thistle. It's another one of these games that just keep coming up because they're never getting any easier every week as you come into them.
Listen, these are, I think, when you go across the league and you see all the games, they're all incredibly tough. They all bring sort of the different threats and challenges, and Partick are no different to that. Obviously, you've seen Arbroath, the game there, and they pose huge threats at set plays, and we didn't defend them well enough when they come. And when you let a team really play to their strengths like that, it can they can really hurt you. So that's like any team in this division. They've got good players as well. Sort of had a bit of a sticky patch, and they've come out the back end of that, and they're in good form as well. So it'd be a difficult game.
And looking at it from the point of view of the team that's coming to you, Partick Thistle are, they're equal to everybody that's in the league at the moment. There are no easy games at all in this league.
No, there's not. Like I said there, they all pose their different problems. We've had two really, probably for a neutral and entertaining games. I think for us, it's been a real game of two halves in terms of Partick are probably taken a little bit of the first half, and then we've come out second half. I mean, the first game of the season we were 3-0 down with about half hours to go, and I just probably felt if we played another 2 or 3 minutes we could have taken a draw off them. And then obviously the comeback down at their place as well, to come back down from 2-0 and go and win 3-2 obviously kick-started the run we had. So we need to get back on a run, and hopefully we can start one against them again on Saturday.
Yeah, I mean, that was a fantastic run that you went through just prior to the festive period there, and just unfortunate obviously Arbroath game came along. It's one of the ones that the players been affected by that, or do they just want to bounce back and get back at it as soon as?
Not at all, to be fair. I think if you probably watched the game in terms of box to box, I genuinely don't think there was a lot. Obviously we were down to 10 men for a vast majority of that game. I don't think there was a lot in it. We just didn't do our jobs at set plays, sort of individually and collectively. We didn't do it for whatever reason. We've been really strong at that this season. And then I thought we were poor first half, especially on the ball against Rafe, and partly down to us, but partly to them as well. I thought they were brilliant. They got really good technical players in their team, so we struggled first half. Then I thought second half, I thought we had enough chances to go and win the game. So we're looking now to go and kick on from that second half performance and turn it into a more complete one.
Looking at the time of the year that it is and the surfaces you're going to be playing on, you never really know what you're going to get at this time, because it could be wet like it is just now, it could be rock solid. It's one of these ones where it's very difficult to predict what you're going to get. It's going to be likely it's going to still be as wet as it has been over the next couple of days, but if a frost comes in, you never know.
Yeah, no, of course. You're saying, I thought to be fair, I haven't been used to obviously just coming up to Scotland last year and playing sort of all my career in England. I haven't been used to actually playing playing actual league matches on plastic pitches, and it was something a bit different. But I thought the Rafe one the other night was actually really good. Under the lights, the weather was decent as well, so it had a bit of a slickness to it. So it was actually a really good pitch to play on. But like you said, I mean, it's all about adapting as well. You're going to come up, if you go to Arbroath, and you know what you're going to get there in terms of the conditions and bits and bobs like that. So it's all about adapting sort of as a team, and whatever's presented to us on the day, you've got to go and deal with it, because it's the same for the opposition as well.